couple loads of gravel back there. What you guys just.
I have no problem with it.
Okay.
A couple loads.
We'll pick the trash up on the other one.
Yep.
Later.
Hopefully it dries out this week, we can get it done.
Yeah.
You need a motion to that
Um,
effect?
If you guys are not gonna yell at me if I put gravel on it.
No, go ahead.
It'll be noted in the minutes.
Remember when I put gravel on that one and we had kind of a header, whatever, letters crossed or whatever, roads crossed, and they thought I was trying to pull one.
No, you've been some good things, I can't remember a few little issues.
It's kind of fun, but it taught me a lesson.
I see you're putting some lime rock on some roads.
Yeah, I just, thinking we were trying to do some of those roads that've got a lot of livestock and putting
Lot of
some on
traffic.
corners and whatnot.
Good.
Yeah,
Conditions are pretty good on gravel roads?
So
I mean, frost has gotta be out.
Yeah, frost is out.
So I haven't heard or seen too much
I think
issue
I
with.
had 3 requests for gravel. Not that sandy stuff either.
Yeah, that moon does.
I would guess you'll be getting some calls on 215th here in the next week or two.
I'll bet, yeah, maybe we ought to haul some white rock out there.
You know, I don't know if we guys should yet until we get the snow done though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's firmed up today, but boy, last week it was sloppy, but what do you do?
we're starting to take our wings off.
Okay with that.
Anyway, you guys want to go.
Hey,
So-
thanks, Dave.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dave. Okay, with that, we'll go down to the second item, is the approve the fiscal 19 county substance abuse prevention grant application. That's in your packet.
This is a thing we do every year, you guys all have a copy of it.
Sure.
This is allow new opportunities to administer that and make us eligible for the grant which they use. So I'm looking for a motion to approve that and also name Joanne Martin as the signatory on the application so she can sign it online. We've done that in the past, it just seems to work, otherwise we have to change it every single year with the new chairman, so.
So can we do that in one motion, or? we need
Yeah,
to-
last year, I looked at last year's and we did last year. We
Okay.
approved it in all,
Motion.
yeah.
Okay,
Is there any no changes to it?
No, same dollar amount.
I'll move to approve the FY19 substance abuse prevention grant and name Joanne Martin as the signatory.
I'll second that motion.
okay, we got a motion and a second, any other discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Can you put a stamp on that?
Yeah, we can change that. With that, we'll go down to the payables, this is the third item.
Pretty light this pay period. Yeah, secondary roads wasn't even hardly a half page.
That's probably why they're so light.
Yeah.
I think mine was the lowest. I'd just like to note that. $8.
$8?
Yes.
I don't know if we can prove that.
You don't usually see them for $8, that's why it kind of caught my eye.
But there's always insurance.
Now, on the MHD, Brett Michael, for example, his mileage,
Mhm.
that is reimbursed by the Rolling Hills or not?
No, that's our county's share. I believe, the way I understand it is, he gets paid from every county that he represents, not from the region. Remember, we were gonna try to have somebody say he's the employer of one of the counties.
Yeah.
But we've never done anything with that either. This is our county's share.
This is the only one that I had question on.
Yep. State office. But
Yeah, that seemed to be quite a bit.
That's what I thought.
yeah.
It's not
Oh,
so
I know
much-
she's taking some old blueprints or something from the courthouse and framing them and hanging them. I don't know, in the office or outside of the office.
Well, I'm gonna take a look at them. They have them here?
I don't know that they're done yet.
Okay, all right. If there are no concerns with the payables, I would make a motion to approve the payables.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That will go down to item number 4, is to approve fireworks permit for Carroll Country Club, and that's in your packet also.
Annual request. I'll move to approve it.
I'll second that motion.
A motion and a second to approve fireworks permit for the Carroll Country Club. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Marty, there is a place here for sign.
Okay. That will go down to item number 5, is to review the ISAC recommended editorial and funding backfill. That's in your packet also.
You guys all got that email, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so what I did is I just went and plugged in the numbers
I
that they
see
gave us.
the numbers was highest in the school, next on the cities, and next on the counties. It wasn't much on the counties I thought there was.
I just used what they gave me. But if you look at the other counties, it's all,
193,000 is Carroll County.
yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the other ones. Yeah, this came from them, so that's,
Since this was on the agenda in the legislative forum of Saturday, I asked Senator Segelbart and Representative Best what their feeling was on the backfill, and both of them answered the same. They said they were in favor of not funding it. However, they were more in favor of letting funding go. This year it'll be totally funded. They told me that, so it won't be any difference on this year's budget that we've passed, FY19. And they're hoping for 5-year phase out rather than 3-year, which proposed was what they're in favor of. So I thought I'd mention that they've kind of got their mind made up already, I think. I assume that's who we're going to be sending this to, would be Best and Segelbart.
they're recommending for us to
Send it to all the representatives.
local media, your legislator.
But anyhow, I just thought I'd mention that it was brought up at the legislative forum, and that they did both state their opinion on it. And it was a result of this request. But I saw nothing, I read it over carefully, I saw nothing untrue or misleading or anything about the request, and I didn't have any problem with it. I have a problem with the state saying, hey, industrial and commercial will give you a tax break because we'll give you, we'll be paying the backfill and won't have any effect on the property tax. And we're thinking at the county level, good, this won't be just a shift in property tax, because it would normally, you have to raise the same amount of money, and if they're getting money back, it would go back to agriculture and residential, et cetera. And now they're changing the rules on something they did back in 2013.
Sure.
So they understand that.
But they're okay with it.
Yeah, they are. I guess the biggest point that I hadn't heard is, when we did this in the first place, we weren't promising we were gonna do it forever. It's because we had a lot of money at the state at that time, and we're give the break to the commercial and industrial. And not, they're quitting it, just they're gonna quit backfilling it. That's the
Yeah.
problem I have.
Yep. Yep.
And the reason they did it was because tax-wise, industrial and commercial are taxed worse in Iowa than anywhere. It's not the way you attract business.
Mhm.
So they had a good motive.
I guess I look at this thing, just for the figures there, I mean, you're looking at roughly $900,000 in the county, that's a lot of money. And some of these counties, that 900,000, or they're gonna be, some of them are gonna be less than that, but it's gonna have a bigger impact on a lot of other counties, more so than Carroll. And hopefully we can keep our evaluation increasing to offset that. That's gonna have to be our goal.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the 193,000, it probably isn't gonna affect us as much as it's gonna, 400,000
To the schools.
to the school. That's gonna be a big impact there, I would think.
I would think that the schools and the cities, especially the city of Carroll, would be jumping on this more than we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about that, yeah. So we need approval to,
Well, Jean goes, you need to get that in the paper. Right away, I go, well, let's talk about it Monday. So, I
Sure.
mean, if you guys are all in agreement, I can forward it to the paper.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it.
And the media, and then also to Best and, yeah, media. Chantel. But yeah, just to let everybody be aware of it. So.
okay.
Okay, any other discussion there? If not, we'll go down to the manure management. We got some annual updates there. We got 4 of them today. One is in section 15 of Pleasant Valley. It's an original plan update. One in section 5 in East Township. They added acres, updated the crop, or changed their crop rotation, and are using manure analysis. Section 5 of Wheatland Township. They changed their crop rotation and using the manure analysis. And the last one is in section 35 of Hayes Township in Crawford County, and there's no changes on that one. So that's it for the manure management plans today. I'll just pass those down for Courtney. There you go. With that, we'll jump to committee reports. Dean?
Yeah, I didn't have any, well, I did have one meeting that I could have gone to, and I chose to work that day. And that would have been the WMA meeting. It sounds like they're starting to bring farmers in and trying to get them to be a part of this. And in talking with both chairmen of the committees, not the committees, but the WMAs in the East and West Nishnabanda and the North Raccoon, they said the sign-up is going to be very, very minimal, if at all. And it's because of the 75-25 share. You know, they don't want to, I mean, they just don't have, the farmers don't want to give them the 25%. You know, and, you know, at the last Nishnabanda meeting I was at, you know, they said, well, we better start looking at 100% if you're going to get any utilization out of those dollars. So I don't know where that's going, but I think that's the big holdup right now, is just getting participation. I did go to the site review for Chandler Pudens and Tim Pudens, and Allison Mans was there. Tim and Chandler were both there. Neil was there. Then there was another lady there. I guess I'm not sure who she was. Or anyway, what they're going to do there, they're going to take the initial what they have, feedlot that they have. They're actually going to reduce the size of the lots, put a roof over it, a monoslope. It's going to, you know, basically look like this, north and south, and there'll be an open part where they feed. The size of the lot right now is 900 some, and they're going to increase it to 1875. So they're going to make it smaller, but increase the size. It's all going to be bedded. There is a area on the south end that's going to be manure holding, and and that's gonna be undercover. There were 2 concerns, distance concerns, and both those individuals signed off. There was no water issues as far as open water. It looked like a great thing to me. I think, getting these cattle underneath and all the manure that's going to be extracted from that facility is all going to be bedding, in the form of bedding, so
Solid manure?
solid manure, so it's going to break down a lot better than, so I thought it was a good thing. Then after that, let's see, I'm trying to think of what day that was. Friday, Thursday? What day did you have?
That was Wednesday.
That was Wednesday.
No, that was Wednesday,
Yeah.
but you had your judicial meeting on?
Friday.
Friday. So, yeah, Scott Jacobs called me on Thursday. I couldn't answer the phone, and I called him back on Friday, and he was 10 minutes from the judicial meeting that you were going to.
Okay.
And he said that he's the chairman for the Region 5 Hazmat. He said that the new individual that they're hiring to take the current administrative position up there, the new one they're hiring found out that Iowa Central Community College levies for the retirement of their employees. So there's money available from Iowa Central Community College to cover Peg Stickrod's retirement benefit. That 1 year that she was gonna get, that we increased our contribution by 25 cents, it's now gonna go away. So I think it'll probably be corrected at the next meeting, but, so that's what his call was about. He hopes that encourages us to rethink our situation. And I said, well, we're still gonna look around. So that was that. That was it for my week last week. This week I have, not that I know of, I have anything going on. I don't have any real meetings. Have to look here. No. I do have an East and West Nishnabanda watershed management meeting, but I plan on not to attend that. That's gonna be all farmer input, so I'll get with the chairman, find out how that went. So that's my week.
Okay. First I want to mention, I think you maybe have gotten this, where they denied the request to change the name of the east branch of the West Nishnabotna River.
Yeah.
And it said that the decision was made citing a reluctance to change, a long-standing and a lack of consensus about the change. And remember, we voted against it, so maybe our voice has a difference, it'll have a difference in this backfill as well.
Hopefully.
Okay, that's just a comment. One of my Tuesday, had the Rolling Hills meeting. And what we did is we wrote a memorandum of understanding between Woodbury County and Rolling Hills. An important thing is that Woodbury County accepts the regional plan as approved by the governance board. And what this means is that if they have this boils down to is they have some services that are not core or expanded core, they need to apply, just as our providers have applied, because we do provide some of those services in order to continue them. Just because they're doing them now doesn't mean that they'll continue. They may or may not. There's no, Woodbury County was not there. However, Jeremy Taylor, a supervisor of Woodbury County, and their finance person was available and on the phone, so I guess they were there by the phone. And we are going to have to vote on this after we're going to approve this, the written written one, idea one, was sent out after the meeting, and we'll approve that, or I think our April 11th meeting. Then we'll have 30 days, each county will, of either approving it or disapproving, or taking no action on Woodbury County entering the region, which is same as a no vote. So I got the thing, and the only problem is, one of the things that we're supposed to have is explanation for the recommendation, which they well covered, but they don't have any opinion of the dissenting votes, and that's gonna be my, we're only giving one side of the story. We're giving the reasons for recommendation, and I think that all the counties need to be aware of the reasons that to be voted against it, so that the counties will be aware. Otherwise, the meeting went better than I expected, and of course, Woodbury County is very happy about it. That was our single point of business, I guess, is to write up three things. Memorandum of understanding, a resolution, and an explanation for the recommendation, which we kind of drafted there, and we'll approve the final draft at our, I think, our 8th meeting. So Tuesday. And I am gonna have Dawn come in and explain this to you. I think hearing it from her might give it a little different perspective than just hearing it from me. Not better or worse, but another perspective, I guess. You've been hearing everything from me, and I try to be accurate, but having her here would be, I think, be beneficial. Wednesday, I attended most of the Putin's Brook feedlot, I guess it's called, with the Chandler and Tim, Allison Mance, and Chandler Pudens. And I commend them for what they did. I guess one question I asked them, are you being forced to do this, or are you doing this on your own? You know, I thought maybe they were probably being forced to do it, being cattle producers. And they says, no, we're decided to do this on our own. I think it's a good management decision on passing on the business. So after I heard that, I commended them on their decision. I think it's will bring nothing but good things in order to control the manure as opposed to an open feedlot.
Yep.
And Dean's still at the end of it. And, the rest of the report he's given a very good job of. Also on Wednesday at noon, I had the Carroll Coalition meeting, and the program was basically the workforce development. Lisa Smith talked, and she gave a very good talk. And also they have a little 1 minute, I guess, with each of the providers. And one of the things is you may want to review this for the Carroll County Director of Human Services. It's Human Services that are in Carroll County. It was last done in 2016. It's going to be redone this year. And if there are any services offered that are not in here, let me know, or let Molly Scott know. So I'll pass this around. I have another copy of it.
Yeah, I got one of these at home, so the one I'd have at home is the same one as this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Because it.
I'll review it.
And you have time to review it, and if you know of any new, I guess what I kind of thought of was any new business that have started in Carroll County since the last few years, see if they're in there or not. And we also had the local planning group meeting at 1 o'clock, and where we had reports. It was not a very long meeting. Prevent Child Abuse Month is coming up. We reviewed our contracts for 2019, and everything was okay there. Friday, had the second judicial meeting, and yes, Scott did talk to me about that. He wanted your phone number for that, the day before that, so I gave him your cell phone number. We've had major changes at the second judicial district in that they've had some budgetary issues. In fact, because of the legislature cutting their amount of funding by quite a bit. Last year we got a $50,000 plus. This year they're taking $50,000 away from our regular budget, which is a $100,000 swing. And so what they ended up doing is closing down the center in Ames. and they were renting an office space there, and they're moving the office space, which they were moving as of that day, it's a Friday, March 23rd. They're moving into a different office space and discontinuing renting from CenturyLink, which is a very nice place, but very high rent. We had a nominating committee, which included myself, set up the executive officers. The executive committee is Joanne Peters will be chairperson. She's from Pocahontas County. Tim Neal from Waverly, Iowa. I don't know which county that is. And I'm a county supervisor delegate on the board there. We've used several policies, went over the budget. And I guess the bottom line is we're gonna lose a little bit of money this year, but we've got a little bit of reserves left. We're gonna be, just get by this year, but next year is gonna be an issue. And that was our meeting on Friday. Coming up this week, I also attended the legislative forum, but I think I covered the important parts of that there. It was
On the legislative forum, did he talk about House File, I think it's 2465, the MCOs? 'Cause that
Yes,
was-
they did talk about that. In fact, Mark Segabar has a big part in that.
The Senate version of
The
that.
Senate version of that, which is pretty much like the House version. I think it's gonna pass. And I guess as I understood it, they're trying to make the MCOs more accountable and more responsive.
Sure looks like it.
And he was
And it-
very much in favor of it.
Yeah, and that's needed.
And he was also in favor of, I'll expand upon that, of raising the state sales tax, Patty, in order to fund it. Which surprised me, but.
Who is?
Mark Segabar.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions on any of my reports?
No.
Okay, this week, Tuesday and Thursday, they have, Tuesday, they have an entrance at RSVP on a audit, and Thursday, they have the exit of the audit, so I'll be there on Tuesday and Thursday morning, and Thursday afternoon, we have jail committee down. That'll be my week so far.
I forgot to, she gave me this, Allison did, and it's going to EMMP, everything's going online.
Yeah.
So you probably know all
That's-
about it.
well,
She
that's-
gave me several copies.
That's
I
for
don't
the
know why, but-
providers to go online and file theirs. We still have people dropping theirs off like they always have, but there are a few that are doing it online, and I just get an email when they do it, and then I'm able to print it off, so. We can
She
put
asked
these
me
on
to
our
bring-
counter, because we
Yeah.
can maybe give those to people when they bring in their paper form and say, hey,
You
you
can go
can.
online.
It's hard to change people though, because a lot of people have been doing the paper
Sure.
version for 30 years, but.
Yep, okay.
Okay, anything else, Neil?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. On Thursday, went into Region 12 and signed checks there. Then on Friday, I went over to Dennis and to Wesco. We had the Camelot Housing, their lease agreement with, in HUD. We had to sign off on the lease on that, so I went over to Dennis on Friday and did that. That's all I had last week, and then this week I don't have anything. Coming up April 3rd, there's the Western Iowa Advantage meeting, and then also that same night is Greene County. I'm signed up for the Western Iowa Advantage meeting in Ida Grove.
Ida Grove.
And then the Grove Greene County, I don't know if somebody wants to go to that one. I can only be at one place, but I plan on being at the Western Iowa Advantage, so that's something we need to talk about maybe next Monday. Who wants to go where?
Well, I think, like I said, I think I'm gonna try to get to that DOT Commissioners
Meeting,
meeting
Sioux
up
Center.
in Sioux Center. And if I come back, I can probably hit, if it's about the timing works out, I guess.
Yeah, I think that meeting at Ida Grove is at 5:30.
Commissioners meeting here.
It's in Sioux Center. I'm assuming that I'm probably gonna go with a group, but if Chris always goes to that
Yeah.
Western Advantage.
Yeah.
So,
That one
I'm
is
probably
at-
just gonna ride along.
Yeah. The one at Ida Grove is at 5:30, the one at Grove Greene County is at 7 o'clock, and Jefferson at Wild Rose, so. But we'll talk about that a little bit next Monday.
What about the can redemption issue? I mean, I saw something in, Feenstra wants to do away with it, the way it
Yeah.
sounds, and
Other people want to raise,
raise it in
they
nickels.
did business about that at the legislative forum as well. They thought it was dead, but since it has to do with money, it doesn't have to meet the second funnel, which is over with.
Mhm.
So it is still alive, and they have legislation proposed, I wasn't aware of, both to kill it and to raise it a penny.
That's a little clip on that last Friday in the emails from one of the representatives.
For all
6
stamps
cents.
was it 6 cents instead of 5
6
cents,
cents.
okay.
Yeah.
Nickel's a whole lot easier.
We'll see where it goes, stay tuned.
All right.
Okay, anything else? Courtney, you have anything?
No, let me just double check and see what we have. April 2nd, the city of Carroll will be here to discuss, they're getting
Library.
a block grant from Region 12, and it needs,
Some matching funds?
yes.
Yeah.
This
What is
has
this
to
grant
do
for?
with the library, I believe.
Yeah.
So they will be here at 9 AM. And I spoke to Gene Miners a little bit this morning. He wasn't feeling 100%, so, but he does want to call in for this meeting. And if I speak to Rich, I'll kind of let him know, because I'm
Yeah.
guessing all 5 of you would want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, I'd like
So
to
they
have
can
all 5 of
They
us.
can make the presentation, but I think we're gonna have to hold off until
Yeah.
we have.
And I
a
did
full board.
explain to the city manager that we probably only have 3 physically here, but there might be others participating via phone, so.
I agree. I think we should have all 5 of us here when we decide on that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we can hear them,
Mhm.
but.
So that's the only thing I have so far.
Okay.
And
Okay.
plat.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah,
plat.
that's in my folder. I don't have it written in there yet, plat. I'm sure there'll be something else that comes up.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more. Dave will have something.
Yeah.
He's got April 9th, he'll be on the agenda for the something.
Letting.
Yeah, and those are the bidders,
Yeah.
like for the culverts.
Would you be opposed to me putting something on the agenda for next week to possibly talk about doing something out here to either put a stop sign out there or put,
Yeah, we can discuss. it.
Sure.
when we had our department head meeting, it was brought up, and I talked about, maybe we should just put those yellow lines, that kind of, and it was brought up that those don't look very good after about a few months, they start looking kind of shabby,
Mhm.
so.
One suggestion I would have is in the summer months, and you couldn't go on to do this in winter due to snow removal, but in the summer months, put out some speed bumps.
Yeah, and I know they have those temporary ones, because they have like the apothecary.
They
Yeah.
have in Swan Lake.
Yes.
When they, during the summer, during the camper, they really slow people down.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rubber ones.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe if we could maybe talk about that, just,
Yep.
because
Fine,
we
Bill.
have talked about it in other department head meetings, and nothing really happened, nobody ever.
Pursued it.
Okay, it's getting brought up again, and people do use this as a shortcut,
Mhm.
and that's fine, but, you gotta watch out for people crossing too, so.
Okay. Anything else? Any comments from those in attendance?
Then I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, got a motion, need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries.